Okay. Well, welcome back, Hunter.
Welcome back, Chace. How you been, buddy?
Been good. I can speak now, so that's a plus.
That's definitely a win.
It definitely makes this work.
Yeah. Though I feel like this show might be improved if it were just me speaking.
Well, by all means.
All right. So first off, no, I got nothing.
You got nothing?
Yeah, I'm a reactionary. But I don't know. We had this discussion. I'm the sidekick.
Yeah.
So like, you say things and I bounce off of that.
I don't think that's entirely true. I keep telling you that this is a joint effort. I mean, we both put as much into this. It's not like I'm the master of ceremonies and I bring all the ideas to the table.
But you do though.
I
mean, there's been a couple of topics that I came up with, but generally, like this is your baby.
Just because it was maybe my idea doesn't mean that it's solely mine.
No, not solely any more than like like the Batman and Robin franchise isn't partially Robin's, but Robin is definitely he's the sidekick. Batman's the real deal. And I feel like that's sort of our dynamic. There we go. That's the word.
I don't know. I disagree. I disagree with that because that would maybe have the idea that I was experienced at this when I brought it to you, and if anything, you were much more experienced in the performing area. Like you've been on stage, you've done stuff
but
like
I mean,
that.
But clearly, you're the better speaker.
I would disagree,
and I think it's also pretty clear your mind is clicking. It's clicking along at a faster pace.
I mean, it's not dulled by substance, but I wouldn't say that really. I wouldn't say that really.
Well, look, just because a car's got sludge in the engine, people are say, well, if you clean that sludge out, it'll run faster. No, it lost the race. So I mean, not that this is a race, but see, that's how my mind works. Like, I'm not even making any fucking sense. You want a drink?
No drinks. No drinks. I'd like to have one, but not when I have to drive. No, I don't know. I disagree. I say it's a joint venture all the way. I've also had multiple people say like if it were just one or the other, it would not work anywhere near as well.
That. Yeah, you gotta have your sidekick. No. I'm not saying I'm not an important part of this endeavor. I'm just saying like my role is less than.
I don't feel
bad about this.
But I disagree with that idea. I mean, we've always fed off each other for years and years. I never thought there was anything that either one of us was.
But you've always been more main character. I've always been like like Urkel is a fun character in Family Matters, but that show is about
Urkel. After like the second season,
the show is about the Winslows. It's not about. He's a prominent person. He's a breakout character. He definitely belongs to that franchise. And you wouldn't want it without him. But it's not about him, and that's me. Like I've always and ever been like the sidekick, and I'm not mad about this. I relish my role. Like I rather enjoy my life experience.
See, I've always thought that.
So even if it is different than that, don't tell me because I'm enjoying this. So don't fuck it up.
But I've always felt that I was much better in that role as well. I've never felt like I needed to be the center of attention or that I needed to be the quote unquote main character. Like when I look at, a matter of fact, a lot of time when I look at like media of whatever type, I always gravitate to someone besides the main character because I feel like I can identify with those characters more.
Example.
Fucking dude, anything.
Example. You're on the spot now, and you can't think of it. That's some sidekick shit right there.
There you go. I don't know. I like supporting characters more than the main character.
Well, you're not one, so you gotta start acting like it.
Anyway, so all that aside, it's December 10th. Is the date of this podcast.
Yeah.
You know what else happened today?
No. What else happened today?
Fucking Cyberpunk came out.
Oh, yeah. That did happen.
It did. And I don't know how to tell you guys this. Oh, I noticed. I noticed because top podcasters get review copies.
I know. I did notice all day today. I've been like, what's that smell? And now I know.
I don't have anything pleasant to say about that game. I think it's a piece of shit. I've known it's been a piece of shit for like 2 weeks. I just haven't been able to say anything about it because of, NDAs. But, when you get review copies, you're privy to certain things beforehand. Let me tell you, you're going to have a game with fucking Keanu Reeves in it, and there's no romance path for Keanu Reeves. Fucking throw the whole game out. 2 out of 10.
At best, 2 out of 10.
Yeah, right?
Like top shelf.
Also, we talked about this earlier. What a grand, glorious title for your game is to give it the setting and the year. I can't wait.
Steampunk 1473.
Spanish Inquisition.
That's not really a timepiece. That's the plot line.
Right? Like, Victorian era.
There it is.
Maybe that'll be the next Assassin's Creed game.
They sort of already do that, though.
Yeah, but at least they have names.
Yeah.
And not just, like, working title.
Yeah, like genre and year.
Yeah.
Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah, fuck Cyberpunk.
I can't wait to play.
Ooh, did you know you can choose your dick and your dick size, and you can have a vagina?
Why not both?
Yeah, they don't have that.
That's
you can have a masculine body, what they're calling it which again, Cyberpunk, you don't get to decide what masculine is. You don't get to tell me what masculine or feminine looks like. Okay? And then you can have what's obviously a masculine figure and put a vagina right on there. Just pop a vagina on that bad boy. Ready to roll. That's what my dude. I love this game.
Just like Zelda.
I can't keep the ruse up. I goddamn love. I've only played it for a few hours now. I'm fucking loving it.
Just wait.
I'm having so much fun.
You'll get to all those pitfalls.
It's like a mix of like.
You can't even think about it.
I don't want to say Fallout, not like Fallout. More like Skyrim, like it's sort of like Skyrim meets Grand Theft Auto. Meets RoboCop.
I only like one out of those 3 things.
And you're probably not the.
It's
probably not for you then.
It's not. I've known the entire time that it's not. I don't. I was on board with your shitting on of Cyberpunk because I just enjoy that.
I'm gonna keep doing that on Facebook. But I'm going to have a hard time like actually carrying out a conversation where I'm shitting on something that is so obviously like it's just brilliant. Like I love it.
Oh, didn't you read the stuff that I read though about how it has bugs and it looks like a PS3 game at best on current consoles? You got to get them next gens that you can't get.
Well, I'll get a next gen. I don't want to get like I don't like we were talking about with the viruses and stuff. I'm not going to be at the front of the line to get it.
Oh, I don't care. As much as I want to play, one game that the PS5 has, I'm not gonna fucking go to those links just to fucking play that.
I'm gonna wait till like May or something, and then I'll get it.
I'll wait even longer than
that.
And
then by then, like I'll probably beat Cyberpunk. It'll be off my list, and I'll pick it back up and play it again. But it's a little buggy. But I mean, I'm a long time like Fallout Skyrim player, so I mean, I'm not bothered by.
So you love Fallout 76?
That's not what I said.
That is confirmed.
Not what I said.
Here on the podcast, Hunter loves Fallout 76.
Man, I don't drink eggnog.
Glitches aside,
I don't drink eggnog.
Oh my goodness!
And I would put that up there with drinking eggnog.
Really?
Dude, that game is fucking trash. Bethesda really fucked themselves with that. Like they're in a pickle now. Like they can't have a bomb. Like their next release, whatever it may be, really needs to knock it out of the park because 76 ate so much dog shit. And I get it; it has its hardcore fans out there. You know, there's people that raise ferrets. You know, like there's fucking weirdos all over the goddamn
place. Let's not bring ferrets in with 76.
Man, fuck ferrets.
Ferrets have merits.
Ferrets, no, they don't. I know it rhymes and it's fun to say, but they don't. They're little goddamn weasels.
They're cats that are really long and slender.
That's a weasel.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
You ever spend any time hanging out with a ferret?
It's a bastardized version of a cat. Cats are.
I think they're kind of cool. They just stink.
They smell like dog shit. They do. They're fucking all not literal dog shit because literal dog shit smells much more pleasant than a fucking ferret. Yeah, fuck a ferret.
You know
trash
what?
weasels.
I guess you to go back to that main character shit. Anytime, which we haven't talked about this that much on here, but anytime we start talking about video games and you start talking about it, I can't help but feel that I should tell you to shut up. Because I feel like you shouldn't be allowed to talk about video games.
Why shouldn't I be allowed to talk?
Because I feel like I want to gatekeep. Because it's like you're out of bounds. You're out of bounds.
But you can do that, but I'm still going to talk about it.
Go back to Drummerland.
It would be so much easier to gatekeep me on drums than it would on video games.
Even though we're like talking about something that I have zero experience with and do not care about, there's still a little piece of me. It's like he needs to shut up.
Relish it, lavish in it. Tell me to shut up. You could on so many things.
Do you have anything like that? If we talk about that, you're like
no, because I don't feel that I'm proficient in anything.
I don't really even feel that I'm proficient.
I'm the sidekick.
Okay, maybe you got a point. Okay.
No, I know a little bit about comics. I know a little bit about anime. I know a little I know about these kind of cult interests, you know?
Right.
I know about them, what I put into them, which isn't much. I like the few things that I like out of all of them. And my scope is fairly broad, but I don't really deep dive on a whole lot of things. You know, I guess music is probably the deepest dive I've done, and I still don't feel like I'm a shit drummer. I'm a shit guitar player. I enjoy it. And I enjoy the anime that I watch. I enjoy the video games I play.
It's not even like that with anime, though, too. It's something that I really go into. But when we talk about that, it's like, it's whatever. It's just video games. I don't know why.
I don't mean you in particular. I'm just saying things that I talk about, that I enjoy, that I feel like it would be really easy to gatekeep me on.
Oh, okay.
But I think gatekeeping's fucking retarded.
No, it is.
I don't get to do shit.
It is. It's really stupid.
All that means to me when somebody's doing that, you weren't there with Secret of Dinjanora first came out with the Japanese version. I don't get. All that tells me is that you probably jack off too much, and you got too much goddamn time on your hands. I don't fucking care.
Right.
I approach people, when I talk about metal with people that don't know a whole lot about or have only heard a few bands, I'm excited to have somebody to talk to about this, and I want to show them things, and I want to be able to share an interest. There's zero gatekeeping going on at all. I'm just enjoying that somebody else enjoys something that I like, and I'm happy to share with them anything that I might know about it that they might not.
See, I feel that way very much about things like weightlifting and exercise in general. Even though I don't know hardly dick about any of it, I have some experience with what you need to go through to lose a considerable amount of weight,
the mentality and shit. Yeah.
And but I get such a thrill of wanting to talk to people about that stuff. But I don't have any bring whatever you want to the table unless you have some type of just exceedingly wild or dangerous idea. I'll listen to it, but then it's like, hey, if it's this, let's put that away. Here, I've got this other thing that you might enjoy.
Right. It's not gatekeepy though. But yeah, when it comes to video games, feel free. I don't know fuck all about video games. I like the Fallout franchise a lot. Sans 76.
Sans is Latin for very much.
I rather enjoy the Elder Scrolls, but I didn't even get into Elder Scrolls really until Skyrim came out. So I think that's where most people got into it. No, I'm really into Warhammer. Never played the game. Don't care to.
I don't think that's really. I think they have video games, but they're not that really well known for their games, right? Other than the tabletop.
No, they've got the tabletop.
The tabletops, and then the lore is what's based around Warhammer, not so much the video games.
Yeah. D&D.
No, I
didn't start playing D&D until 5th edition.
I mean, I'd never, as much as I say stuff like that, I don't particularly know that much about a lot of video games myself, as much as I've played them my whole life. It's probably been my biggest hobby since I was a kid. But there's still certain things like basically all the games you talk about is stuff that I just don't touch because I don't care about it. That and then like modern sports games, which is a bummer because sports games used to be fun.
I have no attraction to them whatsoever. I remember playing like King Griffey Jr. baseball and shit like that.
Playing like RBI baseball or King Griffey Jr. or like Tecmo Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that was like it had like it wasn't like a simulation, but it also wasn't quite an arcade game where it was over the top. It was that nice middle ground.
Yeah,
where there was some skill involved and you needed to know certain things, but it wasn't just a face roll.
Right.
And, everything now is so... Even, like, fucking wrestling games where they're fucking simulation. It's like they're not as arcadey as they used to be, which is, like, it's fucking wrestling.
People's tastes change with the time, man.
Mine don't. That's my problem.
Possibly. You said you enjoyed Outer Worlds.
I like that. I mean...
It's sort of like a Fallout Light.
It's like I've played a little bit of Fallout. Like, I beat Fallout 3. I played a little bit of 76. Or not 76. Well, I did play a little bit of 76, but I didn't like it. Yeah. New Vegas. I played a little bit of 4. Like, the setting, in more than anything in Fallout, is more interesting to me. The execution, not so much. Like, we talked about this recently, too. Like, I don't really like big open world games because I have this weird, like... I feel like I can't do anything because there's so much to do and I don't know where to start.
Like it's paralyzing?
Like this paralysis. I can't never remember what this is actually called. It's like paralysis of choice or something like that. There's a term for it, but I can't remember what it is.
It's like an anxiety, right?
Something like that. And Breath of the Wild kind of like, it still has that, but it made it where you can do much more bite-sized amounts. Plus, the way you explore and the way you fight stuff in that game much more appeals to the things that I like. There's a little more nuance to the combat and things like that. Even though there's still things about it that annoy the shit out of me, like the way all the items break. Which I think is stupid.
I hate games that have items that take damage. It pisses me off.
Like, I have no problem
with
that's the thing with that game, though. You can't repair those things. Like, you'll find, like, a knight's broadsword. You're just going to have that till it breaks. Now, granted, you find a bunch of them. But the only thing you get in that game that doesn't break is the Master Sword. And the Master Sword only will just decide it doesn't work anymore unless you're fighting specific enemies with it.
What?
It's made to fight, like, stuff that has to do with Ganon.
Well, that's stupid.
I mean, the game's still fun, but, like, the Spider-Man game on PS4, I played that for a good while, but I was so obsessed with doing all the side things that I wasn't doing anything else, and the side things were getting boring because they were becoming repetitive. Because I was trying to unlock shit and not progress the story.
Right.
Because I feel like I have to do that. But a lot of that has to do with me. I mean,
I do the same thing. I just really enjoy it.
That's
the grind, man. Like, I do all the side quests and everything. Like, a good game. Like, shit, I'll play on that fucker for months.
See, it didn't feel like that much fun to me. I would much rather take a game like Resident Evil 7 and play through it like 10 times.
Where it's like, just here's a gun, there's zombies, go shoot.
Yeah, I know what's going to happen every time.
Yeah.
But I still have more enjoyment out of that.
Well, I mean, those games exist.
Not like they used. It seems like everything wants to be like a big sandbox these days. It doesn't feel like there's as many just set experiences. Like here's a zombie survival horror game. Here's like a ninja action game. Here's whatever.
Right. No, I get you. There's an emphasis on exploration.
Sometimes I don't want to explore. Sometimes I just want to.
Spoon-fed.
Sometimes I want to be on. I want to have a fun roller coaster ride. I don't want to go on a hike across the country.
Right. I like that hike though.
Right.
I want that hike every goddamn time.
That's fair.
I don't know. The youngest kid, she got Cuphead.
I was playing that with her earlier. I've wanted that for a long time.
It's a pretty fun game.
Some reason I've just never bought it.
It's hard as fuck.
It is hard. I love it.
It's hard as fuck.
I was trying to bully her into putting it on normal mode, not simple.
Dude, the simple is plenty fucking hard.
No, it needs to be harder.
That game's hard as shit. It's fun though.
It is fun.
I've been enjoying it.
The little bit I played was a lot of fun.
Yeah, well, I was mad at it for the first, 30 minutes that I played it. I was like, this game fucking sucks. Like, I was telling her this. I'm like, this game fucking blows. Like, we need to quit playing this. This game's stupid. And her can do it if this is stronger than mine. So we stuck it out and it started getting fun. Started figuring it. Get good.
She's got some get good in her. She likes fighting games. Of course she does.
Yeah. Well, nuts to her. Ain't my kid.
Maybe not. Maybe not.
No, she gets that from her mama. I'll throw something down quick.
No, nobody throw in the towel quicker than Hunter.
You know, I pride myself on that. That's why I'm a sidekick.
Oh,
can't be one of the greats. I go, that's hard. Not doing that. Clearly, I've got to give up on this. It's difficult. Well, this is uncomfortable. I'm going to stop doing it.
Oh, I feel better already. In my... in this warm blanket of complacency that I've wrapped myself in.
My safe place.
My safe space, even.
Well, I didn't want to take away
from what?
People in their safe spaces. I figured if I called it something different, it would be as insulting.
You know, all they had to do was not say that, and then you could still use that term, and it wouldn't be polarizing, I guess.
What, safe space?
Yeah.
Right. See, that's the thing. Like, I wanted to say it, but I veered away.
They tried to, trademark it or some shit. Like, oh, it's a thing. This is a safe space.
Well, it's worse. It's worse than that. It's part of a social lexicon, which is more meaningful than anything you could just put in a dictionary or something.
Right.
That's how I feel, anyways. You know, society plays an important role in impressing upon us what is right and what is potentially wrong, and how we react to it. For instance, I wouldn't go to church and whoop and holler like I do at a bar.
Well, of course not.
Right. It's not socially acceptable there. It's a bit of a taboo. So
well,
I behave differently.
Depends on your denomination.
I behave differently. I speak differently. Society has impressed it upon me that this is a necessary course of behavior in this situation, and it's just reinforced by everybody else there. So when you say things like safe space, you need to understand that society is watching you, judging you.
Yeah.
Scary fucking thing, man. You don't want to get fucking steamrolled by a million dudes on, whatever social media. You say some boneheaded thing. I type THERE, and I'm like, it's their choice. THERE, and then you just get absolutely butt fucked by a million assholes. They're just
waiting on you.
Yeah, just waiting for you to fucking slip. It's terrifying. The consequences are dire.
Are they?
I mean, no. But it sure goddamn feels that way. I did this shit, and I was talking to you about it the other day. I was on YouTube, and I was watching this video. It's just a guy playing a guitar with a drummer. And they're in like a practice room some fucking where. So anyways, I commented on there, hey, love the jam, sounded good. Be sure you wear hearing protection. It'd suck if you went deaf or something to that effect. And then apparently he was wearing hearing protection. It was flesh colored and I couldn't see it because I'm colorblind. And
is flesh color a colorblind thing?
I don't fucking know. It all just blends in.
Or maybe
I'm just dumb and does it fucking matter?
Yeah, because the colorblind argument is core to the story. And you never told me it was flesh colored. That makes it sound like maybe you just missed it.
No.
And it really makes colorblind sound like a shitty excuse.
Maybe I'm just a fucking dumbass. I don't fucking know. But anyways, there was like 8 dudes that just fucking dogpiled me. Just dragging me. He's wearing hearing protection, you fucking idiot. And then I made the mistake of saying I'm colorblind. I didn't notice. Forgive me. And they're just like, fuck you, fucking, of course now you're colorblind. Yeah, that's what I would say if I got caught acting like a fucking retard. Somebody called me the N-word.
The N-word? He didn't say Kevin?
No, they did not say Kevin.
Oh, man.
It was, it was an awful goddamn experience. So, I mean, you can fucking be careful. Shit's scary.
Well, that's just what some people are out for these days. Like you said, they want you to fuck up, or it's okay. And one other thing is, it's especially, not especially.
You're going to get drugged for that.
I know, right? It's especially okay to go through with that on the internet. The internet has its own other, list of,
social norms.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's perfectly okay to behave like that in the Facebook or YouTube comment section. You can totally just fucking spread your cheeks and strain a little bit and just fucking smear your shitty asshole all over somebody that spelled their wrong.
Right.
Just, whoa. And it's fine. And there's other people that are like, ooh, look, he's fucking smearing his asshole all over that person. I'm next in line. They're pulling their pants down, fucking getting ready to fucking smear their asshole all over you. And then other people take notice. They're like, oh, well, I guess that's what everybody just does here. That's the norm.
Mob mentality.
When in Rome.
Over. Yeah.
And then everybody's got their pants off and they're just smearing their fucking asshole all over you. And you've got asshole juice all over you. And you're like, please stop. I'm sorry, I didn't see that he had hearing protection. Please stop rubbing your buttholes on.
It's too late. There's too much shit covering your face.
It's the sacrificial lamb.
What do you think?
It's because we took away gladiator sports.
Really?
Mm-hmm. If you had gladiator sports, people would be able to get their wiggles out watching other people get slaughtered and stuff. But now they have to go out and find their own and smear their assholes on you. If you happen to think somebody's not wearing hearing protection.
I guess.
That was like 2 years ago too. And it's probably I'll lay in bed at night. And I'm thinking there's some dude in fucking Milwaukee that's probably laying in bed right now going colorblind.
What a cuck.
What a fucking snowflake.
What do you think what would you say is a social norm that is just weird in and of itself? Something we do that we've all we've agreed to this social contract that could have easily gone another way.
The handshakes?
Well, that does in other countries. But yeah, I think in general, until
you mean like a global?
I guess I was trying to think of something global, but that brings up a whole another argument with going from culture to culture. Because like you said, you get somewhere in the East, especially I don't know about China. I know Japan, they bow because they're not too keen on shaking hands. They're not about the physical touch.
You get the European kiss on the cheek.
And they're even more, they're very forward with each other. You kiss each other on the cheek, maybe on a little peck on the lips or something.
Right.
Whatever Europeans do.
I think that's what they do.
Squeeze their butt.
Now, we do the hug has become more popular, I've noticed.
It feels like maybe it has as times went on. Maybe people are beyond thinking that hugging people shows some type of... It's showing emotion and that's bad or something like that.
I ain't hugging you. I ain't gay. You think I'm some sort of a queer? I ain't hugging nobody. I don't even jack off to touch a dick is queer.
How do you pee?
Just a hover.
You mean to tell me your dick ain't big enough that it touched the tip of the water all the time by itself? I ain't got to push that thing down. It's trying to get down.
I got to work to get it up.
Y'all come out here and look at my truck.
I got to jack it up so my dick doesn't drag on the ground. Sometimes it do be spilling out the window. No, I mean, well, 15 miles north of Columbia, was it something like that? There's a whole social norm of fucking donkeys.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking wild.
I guess it is more, yeah. It just goes more into culture than...
I don't know that there are... Well, a global social norm would be like, you don't murder people.
Right. Like, don't walk around butt naked. I mean, you're going to have outliers like nudists and shit, but I don't count that. Those people ain't right.
Lying. You're not supposed to lie. But we let our politicians do it all the fucking time. Make excuses for them and shit.
Right.
But yeah, you're not supposed to lie. That's a global thing. You're not supposed to lie. I don't know. There are... I was wondering about this the other day. I saw a young man, and he's from the area I'm at, and he made some TikTok of himself or something like that, and he was in like a Sailor Moon dress doing some sort of a dance or something like that.
Okay.
And somebody had told him they thought it was weird. And they were being... I would say they were being kind of rude about it. But they were like, yeah, that's weird. You're in a dress. Telling this guy that, and he was like, it's not weird. Or it seemed like he was kind of making that argument that it was not weird. And the guy was like, no, it's weird. So I was thinking about that outside the context of like whether they are mad at each other or not mad at each other, whether this person's honestly just like, I don't have a problem with it. I just think it's kind of weird.
Right.
And I was thinking, and it is weird. Because of where we live and the way men normally dress around here, and by normally I mean the over fucking whelming vast majority, I would say like 99.9% of dudes around here aren't wearing dresses. So that 0.1% in my mind is by definition weird by virtue of not being normal.
I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that's weird. I think in certain cases, someone doing something has to make the concession that this is not...
What I'm doing is strange.
This is out of the ordinary, especially for where I'm at or what I'm doing and who I am. And yeah, it's going to turn heads. People are going to be, that's weird. Now, you don't have to give in to these people that want to shit on you because of it and be like overtly mean and hateful. Like, that doesn't mean you have to kowtow to them. But, yeah, some dudes are likely going to say, like, hey, man, that just seems kind of weird.
Well, it is weird.
They're owed that. They're owed that feeling of being like, this is a little strange and I'm not used to it. I remember the first time I ever saw someone, like, do, like, hard drugs in front of me. It was pretty common. I mean, it goes on all the time, right? It's not like it's something that doesn't happen. The very first time I saw it, I felt really out of sorts and strange. Just the fact that I saw someone in person, like, do a line of cocaine in front of me.
Right.
As a teenager. And I was like, I just kind of had to leave. And they were like, are you okay? I was like, just kind of like that. It's like, that was really weird. That guy, that's not like someone drinking a beer or even smoking pot. It's like, no, this is different. I mean, it could be because it's some dude bent over going like snorting it up a snooter, and that's not something you're used to seeing aside from maybe it's like movies or something like that. But yeah, I was like, I don't really think any less of this person, but I'm really fucking weirded out.
Right.
And when people are first exposed to things like someone in a dress or even something more banal like someone doing cocaine, they're owed that. They're owed that feeling of uneasiness, and they have to process it, and they have to deal with it.
Right. I 100% agree with that. And I think that should be included with like the safe place mentality, like allowing people a safe, judgment-free area to process, this new experience that they're taking in. A mutual good friend of ours, first time met Izzy, and he was like, Izzy's gay. He was like, I'm kind of weirded out by it.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I know there was sort of like within the friend group, there was, several that were like, man, fuck him. And I remember he was like, I'm not mad at him about it. Like, I don't have any moral issues. Like, I've never, like, just hung out with somebody that's gay. Like, give me a minute to catch up. Like, y'all been hanging out with gay people forever. Like, y'all don't give a fuck. Like, this is a new thing for me. Like, let me process this. And I like, it took me a minute, but I understood, like, I came around to this idea, like, he's not being mean about it. He doesn't mean anything negative by it. There's no maliciousness in this. It's a new experience, and he's trying to process it.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, and had I come unglued on this dude or something, then he might just been like, fuck this altogether. Like, right. So that's what it's about. Fuck y'all. And then it just effectively shuts down his willingness to have this experience and process it in the first place.
Yeah, he might just shut down around any gay person he meets from then on. It's like, well, if this is how I get treated because I'm not just okay with it right off the bat because I need a minute, right? Then what's the fucking point of trying?
I don't even think it was a matter of okay with it. I think he was okay with it. It was just like I've never hung out with a gay person before.
He just needed to process.
Give me a fucking second.
Yeah. I just need to turn this. I need to mull this over some. You know, it's new to me.
Yeah, which I understand that. The first guy that ever came out to me, I remember we were in, you know who it is.
I do.
Yeah.
I sure do.
Anyways, we're at his apartment in Fayetteville. It was me, him, my brother was there. We're all hanging out. I remember we had ordered pizza, and like he walked in and was like, "Hey, I've got something to tell you." And I was like, and I remember I said as a joke, I was like, "You're gay," and he goes, "Yeah." And I went, "Shut the fuck up." And he was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "No, you're not." Like, I was like, "No, you're fucking not. No, you aren't." And he was like, "Yeah, I am gay. I'm a gay person." And, there was, like, I can remember feeling really weirded out because I never, like, people aren't gay. Like, where we're from, you know, like, people aren't gay. That's on
the TV.
That's on the TV shows that I'm not even allowed to watch.
Right.
You know? Certainly not somebody that I went to church with. And, so yeah, there was a little bit of processing, you know, and kind of, I guess, I was knocked out of my comfort zone, so I had to reevaluate what comfortable was.
Yeah.
And, it was like, I think there was, like, in some minor way, it was like there's this presentation of a choice. Like, you can either cut this person out of your life and go on and be comfortable, or you can be uncomfortable and keep this person in your life and, like, reestablish what normal is, which is what I opted for, and I'm better for it, you know? But, I also think that there are those that have this, like, moral rigidity to them, to where, my dad told me this thing one time. There are people that are they're very rigid in their beliefs, and that's not so bad because these people have ready-made choices. They're already there, so they make really fast decisions, and we need people like that. But also, these people are rigid, but they're brittle. So if something comes and just knocks them for a loop, they break. And you know, life has a way of walloping you, so that happens. You know. So then there's people that are, you know, they're more flexible and elastic. And these people, like, they take a lot longer to make decisions. Like, they're not great at decision making because they're, you know, constantly weighing the pros and cons and stuff like that. He said, but whenever life throws one of those big punches at them, they just bend with it. And they're generally fun because they're very flexible. So, you know, not one way is necessarily better than the other. You know, it's just, I think, different ways of handling being uncomfortable.
Yeah, and I mean, it takes all kinds.
But you have these people that are really rigid, and these are the ones that generally wind up kicking their kids out of the fucking house when they come out, stuff like that. You know, it's I don't think you can be like that with children. I think you have to be flexible.
I feel like you definitely should be. I mean, not to tell anyone how to parent their kids, not having any myself.
No, I fucking will. I'll tell you how to.
Well, you can. You have children.
I'll tell you how to treat your fucking dog too.
Well, that's just built in.
Yeah, if you
I think
kick a dog, you sip the nog.
I think that's a good one. That's a good one.
And you know what happens.
Put that on a fucking t-shirt.
You know where you go when you do that.
Something else that we should put on a t-shirt is just a fucking can of worms, because we say that a lot.
Can of worms?
It's like, that's a whole other can of worms. We'll just have to put a can of worms on a t-shirt.
Oh, damn. I like it.
But there's other stuff. I mean, there's also other things that I think are not as big as stuff like that. Like my first tattoos I ever got. Is these little Japanese kanji on my wrist. And before I got these, I sat there and I thought about this. Because I was like, I'm going to get these, and I'll have people asking me for the rest of my fucking life, what does that mean? Are you sure that's what that means? How do you know that doesn't mean hot dog sandwich?
Right.
And I thought about it for a while. I was like, you know what? I'm okay with that.
Holy shit, a hot dog is a sandwich.
No, a hot dog sandwich.
Hot dog is a sandwich. Put a hot dog in.
No, it's not.
It's a sandwich.
No, it's on a bun. Hot dog bun.
Nah, it's
Stop calling hot dog sandwiches.
Yeah, it's a hot dog sandwich.
You can have some eggnog though with that sandwich.
Really?
If you're gonna come over here calling hot dog sandwiches,
it's that bad.
Yeah.
Don't
be calling hot dog.
It's sipping nog, kicking dog. It's that bad.
If you have a hot dog sandwich, yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's a whole other can of worms.
But yeah, like it's not something as big as like dealing with someone saying they're gay or watching someone do something out of your sphere, that's blowing your world upside down. Like, there's people that do real drugs out there in the world,
right?
But it's just like, like this guy has like Japanese stuff on him, which is super normal now. Like,
right.
That's pretty fucking common. But it's like, you just have to make peace with that idea that I'm going to tell this fucking story for the rest of my fucking life. I mean, that kind of also goes with any tattoo you get. Mm-hmm. Why do you have this? Why do you have that?
Yeah.
You get other weird things like, can I touch it? Which is weird.
I've never had anybody.
You've never had... There's people to be like, can I touch it? What does it feel like? It feels like skin.
People don't want to touch me.
I don't know.
I guess I'm sort of physically intimidating like that. Like
but I guess so.
Me looking like a 12-year-old girl is really off-putting to a lot of people.
But yeah, I have another good example. This is one that I was talking to my cousin about this because he was telling me something about he was talking to me about watching me go through my divorce and everything that happened afterwards. And he was like, I really look up to that. I use that as an example when people tell me that they're doing that. It's like, you should do this. And I'm like, you should not recommend that to anyone because no one should model the things that I do. Well, that's a bad set of ideas.
Well, not all the things you do, but I mean, that was a particularly healthy comeback.
But it was, but at the same time, like, do you understand like where I got all of that from? It's really stupid, and I would never want to tell anybody how I got there because we were talking about. He was asking me why I like a certain character from an anime so much, and I was like, well, the reason I like this guy so much, and why I have like I guess basically say like I kind of look up to this character, for lack of a better term.
Right on.
Yeah, which is fucking weird, but I'm willing to...
Who is it? I want to know who
it's from My Hero Academia. It's two characters. Really. One of them's All Might, the other one's a newer character. I don't think you've seen him yet. He's in the later seasons.
Right.
But
you look up to All Might?
A little bit, yeah.
All Might's your father figure. That is goddamn adorable.
It's fucking weird. No, it is.
It definitely flies in the face of what is socially normal.
Exactly. For like a grown-ass man, yeah, it's fucking weird. But, I drew a lot of fucking inspiration from that. Mainly because of that. Because this other character, his name in the show is Mirio. He's, his whole story is he's born with a really weird and awkward power. It doesn't make any sense. It's hard to use. It's not good for... his power doesn't make him special. We'll put it like that.
What is it?
He has the ability to, like, phase through things. But the way it works is he has to have this hyper rigid, very intense control of it. Otherwise, he can fuck himself up. And if he lets his whole body go through something, the way it works is that nothing can go through. Like, he goes through everything. Like, he goes through oxygen, he goes through light, he goes through sound. It's basically in a black void.
Right.
And it's not something that he uses it in a way that's really interesting. But what that required was like this years and years of mastery and work and effort and all that to make himself special. The work he did on himself and the effort he put in is what makes him special, not his power. And that was what drew me to that character so much. And
I really like that concept.
And I was telling him this, and I was like, that is so fucking stupid, because I don't want to tell anybody that fucking story. Like, why would you not just say, like, oh, I get a lot of inspiration from like a normal person, like, say there's some sports figure who grew up in the fucking ghetto and overcame the odds and, you know, made himself or anyone that came from nothing and made themselves like a self-made millionaire or something like
Joe
that.
Rogan's mouth.
That's that's much more tangible and like living, breathing thing that makes more sense to model yourself after, not a comic book character.
Joe Rogan's like my stepfather figure.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like, he's not my real dad, but I still look up to him. He offers a lot.
Right.
He's a good guy, and I can tell that he tries.
But yeah, like, I was telling him, like, that's where that stuff comes from. That and basically another character, which is the same, borderline the same thing. It's just like, he was born, there's nothing special about him, he made himself special.
Right.
It's all, basically just boils down to hard work. Something you could get from anything, but for some reason I get more out of comic book characters and anime characters that do that than I do real people who've done the same thing. I don't know why, but it's what works. And I also acknowledge that that's fucking weird for a grown man to derive
it is not the social norm.
It's not.
It's most definitely not. But I mean, like, I don't know. Get it where you can get it.
I agree with... No, see, I'm perfectly okay with that now.
Right.
Like, I understand that. I understand that it's weird, but I also don't care that it's weird, because as long as you're getting a good message from a good place...
Yeah.
Then that's...
Or even from a fucking bad place.
Or a bad place, yeah.
Shit.
As long as it's good in the end.
Yeah.
That's what matters.
If it inspires you to better yourself, then yeah, that's all that's really important. There is an alarming new social trend that's sort of sweeping the nation.
Planking.
Let's say. I was going to say this sort of like, and I'm not like it. The whole like self-acceptance thing, and I understand where it comes from. That you should, you know, love yourself, absolutely, and value yourself. But also, I think there's a lot of people that are using that message to really just be a fucking psychopath.
How so? Give me an example.
Oh, like
are you talking about like body positivity?
Well, yeah, some of that. Yeah. Well,
that's gross, because that whole concept was made for people that like have been like that are like amputees or people like burn victims that have to live in for lack of a better term, a disfigured body.
Yeah.
And
I get that. Yeah.
They're supposed to learn to love themselves, and they're still special regardless of what they went through. And now it's been co-opted by lazy fat people.
Essentially, yeah. And that really, just that mentality of, I don't have to change. You know, like, there's nothing wrong with me. Yeah, there's shit wrong with all of us, and we should all be trying to better ourselves. There should be no, like, I'm perfect the way I am.
Oh, yeah. It's that whole, like, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong fucking room. Totally.
Get knocked down, you just readjust your crown, king.
Oh, my
Keep
God.
moving forward.
These people, let's not even talk about these people that call themselves king and queen.
I'm not. I'm just that mentality of just, like, you know, you're fucking perfect the way. You know, fuck, you're not. You're a kind of piece of shit.
No,
like,
you're
we're all kind of shitty. We're all fucking dirty and shit. Like, you gotta work on it.
You should be striving to better yourself till the day you fucking die.
Amen. Here.
It doesn't have to be like this massive, like, huge changes in personality or anything. It's like self-improvement on any scale. It's little bits every day.
Yeah. Well, and it's dangerous to a point. Like, there's like with the fat acceptance stuff. Like there are people, they're like morbidly obese. Like, they desperately need to like radically alter their lifestyle, or they're going to die.
They do.
And to pretend like this is Like, this is normal and healthy behavior.
But Tess Holliday's a model.
I mean, yeah, sure. Sure she is. And I mean, whether I'm not arguing whether she's beautiful or not. That's not even, like, that's not what I'm even at. I'm saying the argument that that's just as healthy is...
You don't get it.
That's a terrible...
You don't get it. I'm metabolic.
That's a dangerous...
You don't get it. I'm
message.
metabolically healthy.
No, you're not.
I've never understood that line of thing. Even when I was 300 pounds, my blood pressure wasn't bad or anything like that. I had no problems like maneuvering, like with ambulation or anything like that. But
right.
I knew I'm in terrible fucking shape.
Yeah, it's
like,
unhealthy.
It's not good for you.
Yeah.
If another thing, like, okay, you are this quote unquote metabolically healthy right now. You don't have any issues with maneuvering. What could you do if you were healthy? You'd be a fucking superstar,
right?
Fucking go
also,
for it.
Being like 300 pounds of stacked shithouse muscle, also not fucking healthy.
No,
it's also pretty goddamn unhealthy.
Those guys end up with like fucking having to use CPAP machines and shit like that
dude.
because they can't fucking breathe.
Crazy unhealthy. Yeah, man. Like, I don't know. I'm not. Be who you are. Absolutely love yourself, but stop telling people that
be real about it.
Being morbidly obese is healthy. It is not.
It's not.
Yeah.
Be honest with yourself and be willing to accept the truth. Sometimes it stings a little. Sometimes it stings a little.
I mean, like, if you're happy that way, and that's how you want to live your life, 100%, go for it, no problem. I'm not going to tell you otherwise. You're grown up. Do it your damn self. But, like I said, but be real about it. Like, you know that's not healthy.
No.
You know, when you have to lift flaps to clean, when you can't fucking tie your shoes,
right?
You're unhealthy. That's all I'm saying. So that's a social. It's one of those things like it's like they're trying to change the social perception on this to make this a normal thing, and I reject that. I think that's an unhealthy direction to go.
It is.
But there are some that I get it.
Like what?
Like the free the nip thing. Like, if girls don't want to wear bras, why should they have to wear bras?
Is it still a thing? I thought that was the 70s burn the bra thing.
I think it's ongoing because it's not normal for girls to not wear bras. It's not normal to just see titties hanging out. I don't give a shit. I think if you want your titties out, fucking let them hang out. Like, that's your fucking business. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your titties. But also, like, you can't be all that indignant whenever somebody's like, oh my god, titties. Because it's not normal. I'm not used to seeing, like, I see a fucking pair of titties float by, like, I'm probably gonna look. I can't not look. Right. Even if it's a bad set of titties, I'm still gonna fucking look because they're fucking titties.
Because there's titties.
There's fucking titties.
If someone just ran up to this door right now and said, hey, this chick's got her tits out here, I mean, I'm gonna look.
If a girl ran up right now holding a shotgun, but she's topless, I'm going to notice her titties before I notice the gun.
Probably.
Like, I'm sorry. I can't help that. I'm not saying that I'm, like, I'm going to then beat her and demand that she make me a sandwich. I'm just saying, like, I'm going to notice her titties first. Because that's just, it's in my DNA. It's titties. Titties are here. Titties have arrived. Like, that's my programming. I don't like it either. It's gross to me too. But like, so I mean, like, if you go around without wearing a bra and stuff, like, guys we're gonna fucking notice that you're not. There's probably a healthy amount of women that are gonna notice that your titties are out because you can see your titties. It's not normal. So you can't get indignant and like, oh my god, fucking you're disgusting. Stop objectifying me. Shit, you can't be like that about it because you're being weird by not covering your titties up. That's not normal.
Do you think that extends to, like, people dressing provocatively? No, maybe not. You not being
same thing.
like, being like exhibitionists or whatever, not voyeurs. I don't know why I said that.
Look, it'll be normal whenever enough people do it for long enough.
What I'm saying is like this is not the same thing at all. But like you know how people they're trying to basically make it not make it. God, I'm wording this so horribly. But basically, women talking about how like it's not on women to like clothe themselves entirely, so dudes are tempted to rape them.
I mean, I've seen plenty of naked women that I didn't have an impulse to rape. I think that's...
What I'm saying is, like...
you're either a psychopath or...
It should be, like, change the norm that, you know, chicks could dress a little slutty if they want to go out and have fun.
You know, again, it'll happen when enough of them do it for long enough. And it becomes... You do that for long enough and people just get desensitized to it and it becomes normal. I mean, I guess they kind of
that's been going on for years and
years. I mean, look at hearing about school shootings, right? So the first few that happened, we were fucking shook. Like that was like, oh my God, like some kid went to school, killed like 12 people. Are you fucking my face? Like this is insane. Right? And now we hear about this shit. We're just like, yeah, let's go. Hey, Brooke. No, the school shooting. I don't even bring it up because I'm just like, I didn't scroll past it because I'm like, oh, of course there was no school shooting. You know, what else is going on? You know?
Right.
Like, I'm so desensitized to it. It's normal now. There are sometimes school shootings.
Yeah, it happens sometimes.
So, I mean, ladies, if you don't want to wear bras, don't wear bras. Like, none of you, but like, just, it's going to take a lot of you not wearing bras a lot of the time to where guys are finally just be like, oh, said titties.
What should we change? What should we change that guys do?
That guys do?
Yeah. Oh, what norm should we break? I know they're breaking down the whole like show your the.
I'm a really bad guy to ask this to.
Why? Because you're so complete as a person.
No, because I don't.
You piece of shit.
I don't know what manly is.
That's fair. I'm kind of in the same boat. When it comes, I had a friend ask this on Facebook the other day about asking if guys find it hard to share feelings or things like that. And when I just looked at that and I was like, that seems like such an outdated thing to ask.
Yeah.
These days, because like, you know, I don't fucking just spill my feelings out all the time. But if I feel like there's something I need to talk about with someone, I'll fucking talk to them and I'll explain why I feel the way I do. I mean, it seems pretty fucking cut and dry. This like fake machismo type shit, I feel like it's been just out of date for a long time.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's fairly normal now. I think for guys,
I mean, there's a lot more stay-at-home dads now than there used to be.
Right.
I think we've broken down all the barriers.
For guys, there's just titties left.
Right?
There's just titties left? There's just titties left. That's the last thing.
Well, I mean, we did it first. We broke down all our guy barriers.
Well,
we're doers.
And, you know, there were a lot of people for a while that were telling us, like, look, you can't rape women. And then it was a long time. We were like, really? Really though? But I think we're clued into that now. We can't rape women. I think we're pretty clear across the board on that now. I don't know. Football? Cut it out with the goddamn football?
I don't think you have to cut it out with football.
I wish they'd cut out the goddamn football.
I mean, I don't care about it, but
I don't either.
Go for it.
I don't like hearing about it all the fucking time.
I don't even hear about it all the time. Who do you talk to that you hear about it all the time? Maybe you just talk to people that like football a lot.
Yeah, I should just stop talking to people.
Probably. I mean, it could be worse. You could be hearing about Cyberpunk.
Oh, guys drinking girly drinks. That's one I wouldn't mind to see go, because I like me some girly drinks every now and then.
I never really. The first time I ever got drunk, I think it was on Zima.
I don't always feel like drinking goddamn whiskey. Sometimes I'm
really. Are you sure?
It's not often, but sometimes I want a fucking appletini or something.
That's a fucking lie. Listen, this one time we went to the gay bar.
They were busy as shit.
And we were like, we're going to get appletinis because we were there because we went to the normal... We went to the normal people.
The normal people bar.
Yeah, that's a thing I said, I guess.
The breeder bar.
The breeder bar. So we always go there, but like, I think we were like, let's take Izzy to the gay bar.
There was a drag show.
Oh, there was a drag show.
Yeah,
that made me feel a little weird.
He wanted to go to the drag show, yeah.
Yeah, that made me feel a little weird.
Did it? I've seen a lot of them.
I'd never seen one. Not like but like just like a little. Like that's a little weird. But I could never get you to. We were at a gay bar and we didn't have an appletini.
The reason we didn't get an appletini was because the bartender was like, there was like one bartender and they were fucking slammed, and we were just kind of like fuck, like I'm not gonna stop this dude from serving beers and shots to like
make a drink.
Whip me up this elaborate drink. Yeah, he wasn't making drinks. He was just slinging beers and shit like that. There was a lot of people. I wasn't trying to
come in there with our straight guy taste.
Yeah,
having appletinis.
Like, isn't that like a taboo to, like, whenever you see a busy bar, to go up and order some fucking like mixed drink or something? Like, if they're busy, like, you just keep it to beer or just a shot.
The most convoluted mixed drink I ever get is like Crown and Coke or rum and Coke.
I don't know what all goes into an appletini.
I don't either. It
sounds complicated.
I mean, it seems exotic. I just wanted one because of Scrubs.
Right?
Yeah.
You ever had a Cosmo?
No, I've never had any, like...
They're fucking wonderful.
Any, like, actual cocktail. It's always just been beer, whiskey, or, like, rum and Coke, or...
Jack and Coke.
Crown and Coke. Something Coke, or like, a screwdriver.
Right. You're missing out on a lot of wonderful things. Which is kind of my point. I think a lot of guys are missing out on just wonderful drinks because... Go to Miller Lite.
That's what you drink, though.
I like Miller Lite.
I do, too.
I'm mostly a basic bitch. Basic.
I am, too. I've never been one of those, like, ooh, I'll have a stout.
But yeah, I would like to, like, I think there's probably plenty of dudes out there that want to drink early drinks, but they're like, but they're out with their buds, and they don't want to get fucked with.
They don't want to get a Cosmopolitan.
Yeah, but
while everyone else is drinking...
Or like older men that are just fucking sick to death of goddamn Manhattans. And they're just like, I'd like to have one of them Cosmos.
Oh, wait, I have had a real fruit. It was not a fruit drink. It was a... It wasn't a fruit... No!
That's exactly what I'm
started to say fruit drink.
You said it.
Well, I don't care about it. I was just sitting there. I was trying to get you to have an appletini with me, and we didn't do it.
Well, yeah, because the bar was really fucking busy.
We went to that. We went out for Brooke's birthday that one time, and we went to that weird fucking hipster bar where everybody had waistcoats and shit on.
Oh yeah, that was weird.
It was weird. They gave me a fucking peanut butter and jelly old fashioned. It was the worst drink I've ever had in my life. It cost $13.
It sounds fucking awful.
It was terrible. I couldn't finish it, even though I wanted to, because like I just spent $13 on this fucking drink. I could have got a fucking pizza.
See,
it was terrible. It was so bad. Like, the whole time I was just thinking I should have gotten a Miller Lite. I doubt they even had that in the bar, though.
Like 3 of them bitches.
Right? We could have went to the Easy Mart, and I could have gotten a fucking 12-pack of Miller Lite.
We just go back to the goddamn hotel room.
Yeah.
Fucking soused. Oh, that was a wonderful goddamn one.
That was after we had, like... so many watered down Crown and Cokes that they cut us off at the casino.
Yeah. Yeah, they did.
They did. That was fun.
We got to go back to the gay bar and get an appletini now.
We do. We just go up there on like a Wednesday night.
Right.
When it's not busy. Put that on the bucket list. Have an appletini at the gay bar.
Saw a guy in a dress at Walmart.
Recently?
Yeah. He was sitting on a bench, and there was a father and his son, and they walked by this person, and the son started laughing, and the father looked at him, and I thought, like, Dad's going to be like, shh. But no. The dad looks at the son and just breaks out into just open laughter, and they just hee-haw, just fucking by this person. I was like, holy shit. But then I was like, well,
that's what you get for wearing a dress to Walmart in Texas.
kinda. I mean, like, what do you fucking expect? And that's a really disappointing way to look at it, because it's like, I mean, that's exactly what I expect. You know.
Well,
like,
I can say this:
that
there is a certain amount of truth to that, because like I've been seeing someone from a different part of the country, and she has told me that like they were much more open about people that were like transgender people and people that like I don't know, is cross dressing bad to say nowadays? I don't know.
I don't think so.
If it is, I didn't hear. It has a negative connotation for some reason in my head, but like
I think that's just because of the way we were raised. I think it's just cross-dressing.
Well, no, I mean in the way like, is there like an official term for like dudes that want to wear dresses but aren't into transitioning? I don't know, but anyway, that you'd see people like that out in the open all the time. This was in like a much bigger city. But she was like, yeah.
Where was this?
This is in Portland.
Oregon?
Yeah.
Okay. And they're just much more open about it?
Yeah, much more open. Like, you'd see somebody like that at Walmart. And they might have a conversation with their son about it instead of braying like donkeys at them.
Right.
So, I mean, it stands to reason that that's probably what's going to happen when you wear a dress to Walmart in Texas. I don't know.
Holy shit. Google says today the term transvestite is commonly considered outdated and derogatory, with the term cross-dresser used as a more appropriate replacement.
Okay.
Okey-doke.
Okay, sure. Well, the cross-dressers.
So, yeah, I guess that's
I'm kind of surprised that that's kosher.
Right, like it's stuck around for a long time.
Yeah, that's something I remember hearing when I was a kid, like cross-dressing, not just transvestite.
It seems like if a term sticks around long enough, it eventually becomes derogatory.
Well, even a term that is originally used to mean like the acceptable way to refer to someone. But think about like African Americans, like back in
can you say African American?
I don't know. Now it's people of color, but they used to have like signs that said like coloreds only, and like if you call someone, I guess maybe if you called them just colored, that's rude. So you have to say person of color. But like back in the day, like you can listen to like speeches that Martin Luther King Jr. gave, and he used the term Negro.
Right.
But I feel like if you called someone that today, you'd probably get knocked the fuck out.
Right. So how has crossdresser stuck around for so goddamn long then?
I don't know. I'm really confused.
I am too. I'm befuddled right now. That doesn't add up. Well, crossdresser has become like a solid social norm then. Like that's in there.
Give it 6 months. This will get out there. People will change their minds.
People start talking about it again.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know. Do you think normalizing things that are statistically abnormal, do you think that that's a good idea, or is that a bad idea?
I think it depends on the thing. There's some things I feel like it might be a good idea to do that, and there's other things that maybe not. Like, I wonder how it's going to go in Oregon since they've decriminalized those hard drugs.
Right.
That's kind of they're having their own little social experiment.
They certainly are. That's a wild one. I
mean, in general, that place seems to be all everywhere with everything they do.
Right.
So who knows what's going to fucking happen?
There was a push to make pedophilia normal. I think that's a pretty clear no-no.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Get the ghetto.
Yeah.
And but also like a push to normalize transgendered people. Like statistically, like that's not normal. It's abnormal.
It's not normal, but I think it's also I think with the way things are now and the platforms people have, you're much more aware of those people than you would be in general because they make up such a small amount of the population.
Right. I don't think normalizing that is so much a bad thing.
I don't think so
especially if we're looking at it from the through the lens of just familiarization.
Right.
So, no problem there. Touching kids. I'll draw a line there.
What do you think people would have have a harder time accepting people being trans or having to adopt a second language? Like, what if they're just...
they'll definitely accept trans before they'll adopt a second language.
Like, if they just got to the point where it became necessary to know Spanish.
Won't fucking do it. They'll be way more resistant to that because learning another language is hard.
Yeah, you're right, because that would require effort.
But I also think that these same people would probably maintain a hardline stance on transgendered people. I get irritated with the pronouns. That fucks with me. And I understand this is just absolutely coming from a place of unfamiliarity and ignorance. Like, I understand that, and I would love to have somebody give me sit down and spend the time to, explain to me, how this works.
I feel like we talked about this because we think we both said that, I have no problem with your pronouns as long as you allow me to make that mistake.
Get used to it,
and gently correct me and not become outraged when I say sir instead of ma'am or something like that.
Right.
Because, not to be rude, but in some cases, some people don't transition as gracefully.
Well, yeah, okay, so Elliot Page just came out. I'm a man, Elliot Page.
Yes.
Pronouns, he, I understand that. And they.
I don't understand that.
And what?
I don't
understand the they. And maybe there's some linguistic loophole that I'm missing. Maybe it's more common than I'm aware of. I don't know. But the they thing, that's a plural form, right?
It is. That's what I don't get. I don't understand why you become multiple people. It confuses me.
If you're identifying as a him, as a he, then you would be he, him, his, hisn't. Yeah. It's just all the masculine pronouns.
Here's another question. Are we being somewhat maybe entitled in the fact that we feel like we should have someone explain this to us when we could probably very clearly look this up on our own nowadays and educate ourselves?
I mean, I guess I would much prefer have a conversation.
I would. I
get a lot more.
I could bring up my phone right now and figure this out. But I feel like that I would understand more. Yeah. If I could connect with someone and them say, "Listen, this is why we choose they. We identify with this. It makes us feel this way, and that's why it's there. That's why it's an option."
Yeah. And how do I use that?
Well, it would be he, they, so they would take the place of him, but then wouldn't they be them? I'm confused. I'm already confused again. I don't get it.
They be tripping. I don't know. Because it's I don't know. That's why I want to have someone explain to me. Like I said, I could look it up. I would rather have a conversation. I would so much rather, and maybe that is me being entitled. Probably.
It might be. Also, the more I think...
sit down and call me entitled and then, explain this to me. I want to have a conversation.
Also, the more I think about it, it might be something you're much more likely to absorb if you're having a conversation with someone and you take it to heart. If I look this up, I might casually look it up and scroll through it and be like, oh, that's why, whatever.
There's no, connection there, though.
Yeah, it's like whatever. It'll stick in my head for a little bit, and then it'll be this weird, murky fact that in the back of my brain.
The non-binary stuff, too. I'm curious. I don't know how that works. I guess I get how it works. I don't understand.
What makes a person
feel
that way?
I guess I if I'm sitting down and thinking about, my gender is pretty closely tied to who I identify as. It's a pretty key part of that. Like, I'm a dude. It just permeates my being. I'm a dude. I'm not saying, like, I'm a man, but I mean, like, I'm a dude.
Yeah.
So, like, does it go, like, is that aspect does that just not exist? Like, is it replaced with something? Is there something else that's, like, fundamental? Or is that fundamental? The lack of definition, is that fundamental? Or is there a definition?
I don't know. When I think about it, when someone who would say they're non-binary, which means they don't associate with either, the only feeling I get is that they don't really know who they are. Do they become something later?
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, is that the case, or is it just like is that the fundamental part? Like, I'm just androgynous.
Maybe they have just shed that part of their ego, I guess.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, is that like fundamental aspect? To me, fundamental aspect of who you are, is that just gone? Like, you just don't have it, and it's replaced with something else, or not in need of replacement, or oh no,
I don't know.
Somebody break this shit down for me.
Yeah,
I want to fucking know.
Do we know anybody like that?
Fuck. No.
No, we don't.
We live here, man.
We're going to have to make a road trip to Paris, Texas.
I don't know. I also feel kind of gross just, like, fishing for, like, non-binary people. Like, just cast, like, any non-binaries out there? Come...
While you're at it, could you also listen to our podcast on Spotify so we can get that number to go up from 0?
Take time out of your day to come explain these easily researched
these two fucking dudes just pull up like, hey, you look like you don't know what you are. Come here and explain it.
You know what you are? No? Get in here.
Get here. We're gonna take you to McDonald's.
What do you mean you don't know who you are?
This aggressive desire to understand.
I don't fucking get it. Oh man. Yeah, I want to know this shit. It's not that doesn't. I don't know. And you can't tell me that that's coming from a place of hate, because it's not.
Do you feel like they should?
Just curious. Like, I want to know.
Do you feel like they should accept the fact that they're just going to have to explain this to people for the rest of their lives? Like, I have to explain to people what my Japanese tattoos mean.
I don't know. I think that if there's enough awareness raised and enough, like, I already think to a large degree it's become normalized.
Normalized in the sense that I guess they don't get beaten and dragged.
Well, for one, yeah, that there are pockets of community where they're can be very comfortable being open, to the point that their basic human rights exist.
Right.
You know, like you said, you can't just go beat them. You can't just go grab a transgender person, beat them, and drag them behind a truck, and nothing happened. You know, you can't do that shit. So I mean, and I do think there's a lot of people out there that are defending it now, rather than there are plenty out there that are being assholes about it. They're making fun and being complete douchebags about it. I get that, but there's also a large contingent that are defending these people's right to be who they are and to exist, you know, and be comfortable and feel safe. And I know this because I'm part of that, you know. So yeah, I think we're already going a long ways towards that. There's still a long ways to go, but you know, say la vie.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like that's pretty good.
I'm pretty sure I used that term right.
C'est la vie?
I'm pretty sure I said that right.
Free with purchase.
But yeah, as far as pronouns go, there's a lot of confusion on my end.
To be honest, I didn't probably...
Really just surrounding the they thing.
Really didn't probably look into this as deeply as I probably should have. I watched that video you sent me about like loose. Basically, I just got it from that TED Talk. There are loose societies and there's tight societies.
Yeah,
and they have pros and cons.
But the like the reasoning why I was interested in that. Like you got these tight societies that are, you know, under some sort of perceived threat. So everybody has to act in a very orderly fashion. You know, everybody's behavior has to be really predictable. So, you know, social norms are strong and very influential in people's behavior. And then you have loose societies where people don't give as much of a fuck, but they've got the luxury of that because they're generally not under any sort of threat.
Where do you feel like we are as a country? Because I feel like we have pockets of each.
Mm-hmm. I think our country is too big to really generalize that readily.
I mean, we don't have an omnipresent type of threat, at least.
No,
a real clear and apparent one.
COVID.
I mean,
that's changed some shit. How fast did we fucking get used to not staying out in bars or not even going to bars? You know, or
I mean, that depends on the person. For a lot of the people, their life didn't change that much. Some people, their lives changed a lot.
Mine didn't change very much at all. Like, I couldn't go to the gym, and I couldn't go to the bar. So I had to work out and drink at home. So I just...
did both.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Sometimes. And then it hurt my back. But yeah, I get that. People that have their jobs impacted, like, you know. But I mean, my point is that these social norms, like that, changed rapidly. Like it was enforced and was
right. Yeah.
Like the goalpost was shifted on what comfortable was rapidly, and we got used to it really quick.
Well, some of us did.
That's kind of scary too.
Yeah. No, totally.
Like in theory, like I get it. I understand. Like COVID hit. We didn't know what to fucking do. Shit had to change, and shit had to change fast. Like I get it, but I'm saying more along the lines of, well, like the Nazis, like just doing their jobs. There was that one dude. He was executed anyways, but I can't remember who it was. It was some dude who was responsible for so many thousands of deaths of Jews, you know, gassing them. And his argument was, I was just doing my job. And I mean, they got him anyways, but just that mentality. They did this study where they took people and they had them shock this other person, or they thought they were shocking this other person.
Oh yeah,
and
I know the one you're talking
and
about.
they would increase the voltage, and they would just sort of repeat this imperative, like you have to do this in order to move the experiment along. And most of the people got all the way up, like and they would increase the voltage every time. They would like ask them a question, and if the person got the question wrong, they would zap them. And the person was, you know, an actor, and they would just purposely give the wrong answer, you know, and then behave as if they're getting shocked. And most of the people made it all the way up to the max. I think it was like 480 volts, but made it all the way up to the max voltage of zapping these people. And, you know, they're just doing their fucking job. So, I mean, it's kind of fucking scary how fast normal can get shifted to something.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I'm uncomfortable with it. I'm uncomfortable with all of mankind. And just after that one experiment, I'm just like, fuck, we're all trash. We're terrible.
I mean, I've felt that for a long time. But,
well, I mean, how fucking straight is your moral compass if you're in that position where you're fucking zapping somebody all the way to 480 volts because
I wouldn't have done
you have to? You think that?
I know that. This isn't fucking donkeys. This is a whole other can of worms.
Or fucking donkeys. That's another one. I don't know, man. If you grew up zapping people...
You're not growing up zapping
Yeah,
people.
but if you did, if you grew up...
But you're not. You're being put in this situation. I can say that because...
Well, if you're raised, hate Jews, they took all your shit.
I'm going specifically off the experiment at this point and how people just took to it, to zapping people. Because like, oh, I had to do it, right? I had to do it. Because I've seen people come in and have the mentality that, oh, I'm here to take care of these people. I'm here to work, da 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 da, and how quickly that can go away because they want to be a part of the group and be a piece of shit and do a shitty job. But I know that I wouldn't shock those people. Maybe a little bit at the beginning, but not all the way. I mean, they need a little bit to get them straight.
I'd go all the way.
You shock them for the right answer?
I'd shock them for my own sexual gratification.
You fucking monster.
JK.
Not
into it.
It's out there. You can't just say JK and it'd be alright.
Yes, you can.
No, you can't.
Do it on Facebook all the time.
You put JK after anything. It means whatever happened before is fine.
Yeah. That's the way JK works.
You hit somebody's grandma with your car. JK.
Or laugh emojis.
No, laugh emojis are...
I goddamn hate emojis.
The laugh emoji is in relevance to how much you don't believe what someone said.
Right.
Like, if you throw it once, yeah, someone probably said something funny. But then if you put like 6 of them, it's because you think that they're a joke.
See, that's why I goddamn hate emojis.
I do.
Why wouldn't you just write, you're a goddamn joke?
The people want to put 6 laughing until they're crying emojis. And they feel so gratified with themselves when they do that, too.
Yeah, don't make me suss out your ridicule. Like, just say it. Is that really what that means? If you get more than one, I get a lot of that.
Well, you get dogpiled by people on the internet. You've never had them just throw like 6 laughing emojis when they send you a message.
Now that you say it,
it means that they think you're ridiculous.
Have you ever gotten dogpiled on the internet?
Never been dogpiled. I've had like...
It sucks.
Well, yeah, I typically stay away from stuff like that.
You should try it. Make a burner account.
And just be a cunt?
Yeah. Get dogpiled. Just for the experience. Just so you know.
I don't think that you can get dogpiled if you go out looking for it.
Yeah, you can.
That doesn't count.
It's super easy.
It feels like you have to...
All you gotta do is start talking about how you can beat people up.
You have to you message someone in earnest, or you comment on something in earnest. You have your real honest opinion, and then you get dogpiled. I think if you just go looking for it, it doesn't count because you're just gonna be like, I started this mess, like whatever. You're not gonna have the same feelings.
No, I think you can fabricate outrage.
That's not the same.
That'll get people to dogpile you.
But you won't care because you went out looking for it to make them dogpile you.
Oh, you mean the feeling?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I understand. Yeah, at that point you're just trolling and you want it to happen. You're having a good time.
At that point, you're worse than them.
You're just throwing breadcrumbs out to pigeons and watching them go fucking crazy.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you got to start commenting more and from the heart.
I refuse.
And you've got to use your real person, like your profile too, so you can have the lasting shame. That lasting shame is a big part of it, man.
No, I'll pass. I think I'm good. I think I got picked on enough in high school.
That's fair. Yeah, it's going to take me some time to get past it. I'm going to go to therapy in January. I'll probably bring it up.
Specifically for that one thing?
Yes.
One time.
No, I'm not going to go troll my therapist.
This one time I was on the internet. These guys were mean to me. I can't get past it. You say that, but I bet that they would take it very seriously at first. Like cyberbullying.
I bet they get a lot of that seriously.
Yeah.
I bet they'd be like, have you considered keeping your opinion to yourself? I know some people like that, and they're always in this state of, like, dismay. Like, why? People are so mean. People are so awful on Facebook. Oh, my God. But they can constantly put out these, like, really strong opinions on things that they know they're going to get attacked for. And
if you have strong opinions, you're going to have a strong response.
Yes. It's just like, have you tried keeping your mouth shut?
Yeah.
Like, that's what I do now. I don't say a fucking thing. I learned my goddamn lesson. I didn't like it.
Try a heaping helping of fuck off.
Right?
It'd make you feel a lot better. Well, no, we talked about this too, because I also do this. I'll see something that I want to interject myself into the situation, and then I'll write it like a comment. Sometimes it might be like 3 or 4 sentences long, and then I'll look at it for a few seconds, and I'll be like, no.
Backspace.
Delete the whole thing.
I do that a lot now. It's sort of cathartic.
Mm-hmm.
Or I'll go show it to Brooke and we'll laugh about it. And that's nice. Or I'll snap, I'll get a screenshot of it. I'll send it to my brother or something. We'll laugh. Do that stuff. But I don't comment.
Yeah,
not anymore.
It's not worth it.
Fuck no, it's not, man. That shit is goddamn painful. That is, for all you guys out there dogpiling people, keep doing it. That's a good lesson in humility for people like me. Like, I learned a valuable lesson, keep my goddamn mouth shut. So thank you, complete asshole strangers on the internet.
What were we talking about?
Social norms.
How do we get on this?
I don't know.
I think we were talking about Cyberpunk.
This is sort of just a meandering conversation.
Kind of. It's alright.
I'm fine with it.
We're easing back into it.
Yeah, we had a week off. We got to stretch. People cut us some slack.
You think they will? We still got like half a bonus episode I need to put up.
Yeah.
Might need to do that.
I like that dude.
He's alright.
Old Andrew. He's a fun guy. Got wicked drunk with that motherfucker.
Yeah, you did. You got
wicked drunk with him.
You got drunk to the point that Izzy beat you up, and I'm so salty that I missed that.
He did beat me up too.
You don't understand how mad I am that I missed that.
I'm trying to remember why.
Because I went to bed way before any of you. I was tired.
No, I mean, why did Izzy beat me up?
Oh, he told me it was because you tried to drive to the fucking store. Or no, you went to the store on a bicycle that you stole from your neighbor.
No, I didn't.
That's what he told me.
It was my kid's bicycle.
Well, he said that it belonged to your neighbor, and he got mad, got in his truck, and then you came back, and then he got back into the house, and he just tackled you.
Yeah.
And let you have it.
Yeah.
Man, if I'd have been out there, I probably would have dogpiled you for it. Because, I mean, look, we've been having some drinks. People are beating up Hunter. I'm going to get in on this.
Well, I didn't put up much of a fight. I was pretty winded after the bike ride. And also, it was really cold and raining.
It was cold and raining.
And, yeah, Izzy beat me up in the rain. Good times.
I'm so mad that I missed that. I'm so mad.
By the way, if you've never gotten your ass kicked in the rain, it's like a good, like, anime sort of dramatic. Like, it's fun.
Well, yeah, it's in the rain.
It's a good fucking time.
It's something to really nurture growth.
Right? Like, that's plot development shit.
Yeah.
Getting your ass kicked in the rain. I mean, that's deep character evolution.
But you're not going to do anything with that. You're just going to worry about those guys on YouTube making fun of you for being colorblind.
No, I'm sure Izzy beat me up and the rain will come up.
No, probably not. I don't think it will. Because Izzy's not the type of guy to give you shit about it.
I'm going to make it out like Izzy's his terrible friend and try to get him in to do friend therapy with me. Is that a thing? Do friends do therapy together?
I don't know.
To help strengthen their friendship?
They should.
They should. We should go to therapy.
Go to therapy?
Let's go to therapy.
Will they let us podcast it?
Oh my god, the boys go to therapy.
We have to find out. We might have to pretend that we're gay.
We just got to get a therapist on here.
No, it's got to be the real deal. It's
like,
got to be in the office. In the office and all that. Oh, you're always by yourself. I think it may be if we waive our rights to privacy.
Which is what we're essentially doing. We're going to put it on the internet. No, I'll see if I can find a therapist that'll be down for it. Like, can we come podcast a therapy session?
Yeah. And then you can advertise on our podcast. We're top podcasters. Well, our first advertiser.
Give us a free session. We'll promote your brand.
Yeah. We'll pay you an exposure.
We're influencers. We're influencers now.
Yeah. I'm down for it.
All right, man.
I think that's good. Yeah.
I think so.
All right.
Good having you back, by the way.
It's good to be back.
A little weird. The whole week felt weird. Not having to sit down. Whole thing felt odd.
What did happen? It was just the voice thing mainly. Yeah. That and work. Work's been busy as shit.
Yeah, samesies.
You don't work. Shut up.
I work.
You run errands.
I run a lot of fucking errands.
All right. Mr. Mom.
Well, that's something else I'm going to bring up in therapy.
All right, fellas. Ladies. All you 48% ladies.
And the 52% men.
And, no, it's not right. It's 48 both. And then like 4%.
Oh, we're talking percent. I thought we were talking like spectrum wise.
4%. And then there's 4% undecided.
Yeah,
on Spotify.
Any undecideds out there?
You other
don't talk to us.
You other people out there on those other apps, it doesn't give me a breakdown of what your genitals are. Only on Spotify it tells me what your genitals are.
That's weird.
Well, Spotify is everywhere. They're listening to us right now.
Probably. Well, yeah, we're sending them.
Even without that, they're listening. But yeah, all right, guys, it's been real. We'll talk at you later. Y'all have a great week.